Hey, what's up guys? Coach A here, and today I'm going to show you in this video how to log an entire recipe so that you can figure out the calories and the macronutrients for that particular recipe. So a friend of mine has sent me a recipe, and here it is. She sent me, and I went ahead and I printed it out because I'm going to have to take all of this that you see here, this particular recipe, and figure out the total calories of the entire recipe. So that means I have to enter all of these individual ingredients into the app, or a food counting or macro counting app. And then I'm going to figure out the calories per one serving, which in here it says 12 muffin liners is what makes the entire recipe. So this particular recipe is raspberry chocolate chip muffins, and I'm going to use all of these ingredients, enter them all into the app, and then figure out the total calories of the recipe, and then obviously divide by 12 because it makes 12 servings. And then I'm going to know the macronutrients, the proteins, the carbs, and the fat, and the fiber, as well as the calories per one muffin. So let's get at it. So the first thing I have here is my app, and I have the exact same thing here. So anytime I look down, it's because I'm looking at the app itself. So we're going to go ahead into nutrition and log our nutrition. Save without leaving. Okay, so what I did was I went into log nutrition from the main dashboard that you see when you log into the app. And if you started logging some foods for the day, obviously that's going to be there, but we can always just add a meal and start logging in our foods, because all we need to know is the total calories. We don't really need to save the calculation, because we need to know the serving size for one, and that's what we need to save. So right now, since I have nothing logged in the app, or you can select a different date because the date is interactive, you just touch the date. I'm going to select no nutrition plan, and I'm going to go next, and I'm going to go ahead and enter in all my foods. So let's go through this one at a time. Add food and drink. Here we have almond flour, so I search for almond flour and see what pops up. Sometimes you have to give it a minute to load in order for the ingredients to pop up. So you have various brands here. I'm just going to use the Kirkland Signature. Let's see what they have for serving sizes. So this one says 2 cups of almond flour. They have 1/4 of a cup, so that's 8 servings. So I scroll to the end. Just touch anywhere to let that screen. So it says food was added to the plan right down here at the bottom. We have a whole egg. We search for that. Egg whole. We're just going to go with a large egg, 2, because that's what I have in my house. Oops. Save, and food was added to plan. Awesome. So I'm just going to go through each of the individual recipe ingredients here. I'll show you the recipe on the side. Here's the recipe. So the next one is I've entered all of the foods now, so I'm going to go back and see all the foods here. They're listed in the entire meal. So what we need to know or write down is the calories. It's 2750 for the whole thing, 2758, as you can see up here, 2758 right here. And then we're going to go down, scroll down, and say view macros. So protein is 66. Just make a list. Protein is 66. Carbohydrate is 181. Down here, looking down here. Sugar is 132. We'll make note of this. 132. Fat is 202. And fiber is 37. Fiber is 30. We have to take each of those numbers and we're going to go ahead and divide by 12. So we're going to click off the screen somewhere in the black. Back out, and we're not going to save it after we have entered all of the foods. I know this seems counterintuitive, but this is what we're going to do. Save without leaving. We don't want to save it. Now that we've entered all of the foods into our app and we've actually come out of the program, we did not save it because we do not need to save the entire 12 muffins in our app. We're going to go here to nutrition. This is how we save a custom food. So we go nutrition, and up here at the top it says custom. We're going to just put in the serving size for one muffin. So we're going to create our custom food, and these are going to be your custom raspberry chocolate chip muffins. Okay, and we're going to note that one muffin is a serving because the serving size is generally in grams, not in like the amount, to say like one muffin. So serving size is going to be 1, and this is where it's going to get a little odd. So let's call it 1 gram because I can't put one muffin, so I have to call it something. So calories, let's do our math. I'm going to do all the math here while I do this. 2758 divided by 12. 230. I have to do a little bit of math here. 230. Our calories, I've done all the math for you, is 230 per muffin. Protein is 5.5. I have them written down here on a sheet. Total carbohydrate for the muffin is 11. 11. And total fat is 16. Saturated and polymono, don't worry about it. Cholesterol, sodium, potassium, fiber. Fiber is 3.08, AC, and iron. Don't worry. So we touch save. So now we have our raspberry chocolate chip muffins in as a custom food. So now if we go to our main dashboard and we want to log our nutrition, say we want to log our nutrition for the day, just as an example, I'm going to create my own meal plan. So now I'm going to log my food and I'm going to log that raspberry chocolate chip muffin. Luckily, there's a button up here and it's called custom. And so now that you've already added that in, it's already there for you because it's under your profile and custom food source that you've already put into the app. And so they have all the macronutrients here for the ones that we go in, and you can always go in and edit them at any time. And we're going to save that because we're going to add that. Food was added to plan on green. So if we go back to back arrow, you see that it's here. And if we look at the macronutrients for that particular food, it has the correct macronutrients that we entered into the app. And so this is a way you can go ahead and add your own foods to the app if you have a recipe that you're pulling off of. So to review, what I did was I took all of these foods and I added them into the app here. I'm going to leave without saving, by the way, just to review. So we go into nutrition. We go into log nutrition, and then we log against no meal plan. We're going to go ahead and enter all of these foods into the app. Then once we have the totals, we're going to make note of the calories, the protein, the carbs, the fats, the fiber, and the sugar. And we're going to divide by the number of servings that the recipe recommends. Then we have to save those values. We go back to our home screen. We go to nutrition. And then up here, there's a custom button. You click on that and you go ahead and add those values for the one serving into the app. Then if you want to log your nutrition and include that food source, log nutrition, you either log against a plan or you create your own. And then you add food or drink, and then you go to custom because all your custom items are now listed in that special column instead of you having to search for it. However, if you have a long list, obviously I only have 2 here, you can use the search function that's at the top. That's how you add a custom food if you have a recipe that does not have the macronutrients listed in the recipe. If you have any questions about this or anything in this video speaks to you, feel free to comment below and I will always comment back. Bye guys.